Shalom, this is Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp, back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all the Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, which the Israelites are not all black. All right, the Israelites come in different colors, looking like different nations as well. All right. Because you had Israelite men and you still have Israelite men that's laying down with women of the other nations having Israelite children. Okay? And seeing that Israel had been scattered, you have Israelites scattered looking like other nations. And in these last days, the Most High is gathering his people by the word. And the Israelites that believe and have faith are the Israelites that will be a part of the elect. Okay? The Israelites that believe and have faith and endure to the end will be a part of the elect. All right? So, before I begin, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Yahawah is whom the world ignorantly called God. Ba'ashem is in the name. Yahushua is whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Ba'ashem in the name. Rachakwadash is the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and peace, blessing, and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. So I want to start here in Isaiah, the first chapter, verse 1. And the point I want to get to is the Most High have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against him. This is Isaiah chapter 1 and 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahawah has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Okay? The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. All right? So the children that Yahawah had nourished and brought up are the Israelites. Okay? So another name for the Israelites are the sons of God. If we're his children, then that means we are his sons. Okay? The sons of God. All right? So I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. So we're going to get into this verse by going to another verse, precept upon precept. And where we want to go is Isaiah the fifth chapter. All right. So let's go. Isaiah 5. This is Isaiah 5 and 1. Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. Who is the vineyard? And what is the vineyard? Okay, this is a parable. Okay, all the it's a parable with metaphors, similes. Okay, it's symbolic. All right, figurative. So this is Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 7. The vineyard of Yahawah of hosts is the house of Israel. Okay, so the vineyard is Israel, and the beloved is Yahawah. Okay, let's finish out verse 7. The men of Judah is his pleasant plant, and he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. All right. Now let's continue. Isaiah 5:1. Now I will sing to my Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my Salaki. Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved has a vineyard and a very fruitful hill. Okay. He fenced it. Okay. And he fenced it. So the fruitful hill is the land of Israel, which is the Most High's, okay, favorite plot of land. All right. Let's look at this in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter. All right. Let's get this precept. Let's see. This is Isaiah 55 and 23. And he said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine. Okay, that's Israel. Okay, the Most High's chosen vine is Israel. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, of all the flowers thereof one lily. And what is that pit? That's the land of Israel. All right, where the Most High put his chosen people at. Okay, going back to the time of Joshua. All right, and fast forward, the scripture says that we rebelled, so the Most High took us out. And as we're gonna read in this parable, it's gonna show that a judgment for being rebellious against the Most High's covenant. As Israelites, we were expelled from the land. All right, we was exiled. So of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and that's the land of Israel. Okay. So let's go back to Isaiah 5:2. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. So the Most High fenced it. And let's go to Isaiah or Psalms, Salakia. Psalms 80 and verse 8. Right? This is Psalms 80 and 8. Start at 7. Turn us again, O God of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Who is that vine that got brought out of Egypt? The Israelites. And thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. And thou preparest room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedar. So the Most High took us out of the land of Egypt, and he planted us in our land. Okay, and he cast out the heathen. That's how the Most High fenced it. All right, the nations, those Canaanite tribes, those Hamites, the Most High had Israel to slaughter most of them. Okay, and then the Most High told us to stay away from the rest. Okay, follow not after the ways of the heathen. All right. So going back to that fencing, and he fenced it, meaning he protected us, okay, from the heathen, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, okay. He planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst thereof. Okay. So the Most High took pleasure in his people, the Israelites. Okay. He showed that by giving them the best land. Okay. And he built a tower in the midst thereof, meaning he gave Israelites leaders, the prophets. Okay. Israelites that had the spirit of Yahawah. Okay. Also made a wine press therein. He gave us his law, statutes, and commandments. All right. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. Okay. Why? Because Israel went off and started serving idols and started following their doctrines, their false teachings. Okay. So brought forth wild grapes. Let's look up this word wild. Poison berries. Okay. Poison. Poison. Stinking and worthless thing, wild grapes, stink berries. Yep. And those doctrines, those false doctrines is like poison. Hey, it corrupts and it eats away at the Israelites. It destroys us because we are the Most High chosen people and in covenant with him, and we have a particular way he wants us to be. All right. So it was a point I wanted to get right. The wild grapes. That goes fast forward into the time of Yahawah, okay, and his apostles, when Paul went to the Israelite foreigners, those Israelites that had learned the way of the Gentiles, okay, being called Gentiles, and it called them wild olive tree, okay. Why? Because they was uncultivated, all right, full of wild grapes, uncultivated grapes with poison of different doctrines, all right. Now let's go from there to Jeremiah 2 and verse 20. This Jeremiah 2 and 20, it says, "For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou sayest, I will not transgress." So the Most High, when Israel would go off, he would punish them by sending different nations to them, destroying their crops, okay, destroying certain of them. He would punish them. And it says, and thou says, I will not transgress. So pretty much Israel will repent. Okay, read the book of Judges. Read Exodus and Numbers, Deuteronomy. Okay. It says, when upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot. Okay. So Israel will go to the groves under these trees, and they would worship idols. Okay. They would go to the other nations and serve their idols. That's why the Most High said, playing the harlot. We, as Israelites, are the Most High's wife. Okay. He married us by going into covenant with us. All right. And what did Israel do? They wandered, they played the harlot by going into these false idols. Okay. So let's get this real quick. I got my scriptures with me, so this is Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So Israel is likened to the Most High to a beautiful and delicate woman, and He married us. Okay, let's see. All right, bear with me real quick. Yep, this is Isaiah 54:5. For thy maker is thine husband, Yahawah of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of the whole earth, shall he be called. See? There's fire. All right. This is Jeremiah 3:1. They say if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said Yahawah. See the relationship between the Most High and the Israelites. Okay, so that's the point on Israel playing the harlot, going into these different nations and serving their idols, okay, making sacrifices, okay, and keeping the customs in the manner of the heathen. Verse 21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, a holy and right seed. So the Most High planted us a noble vine, okay, by giving us the law, statutes, and commandments that will make us above the other nations. All right, Deuteronomy 7:6, okay, and many more precepts go into that. All right, a holy, a right seed, okay. Yep. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? So the Most High said we become a degenerate plant, and our vine is strange. The Most High said, look, I don't know where you come from. Okay, you degenerates falling away. Okay, to degenerate. All right. So Isaiah again, Isaiah 5:2. And he fenced it and gathered the stones and planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. Okay. He looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. Okay. Israel began to act like the heathen. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. Okay. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Therefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. Okay. And now I go and tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof. He will take away the protection. Okay. He had the fence, but he's going to take away that fence. Okay. And that's happened unto the children of Israel. The Most High, he turned his face away from us and turned his back to us because we turned our face and our face away from him and turned our back on him. All right. So then the curses fell upon us. And it says, and it shall be eaten up and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. Okay. And we, as the nation of Israel, we at the bottom now. Okay. We're not feared as a nation. We're not reverenced in the earth. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. When you look at the nation of Israel, it's just full of weeds, okay, and briars and thorns, okay. But right now, looking at a small crop in the small field in the midst of all of this mess, okay. This shabby field, this uncultivated nation, you have a nation, or you have a small plant of people that's growing up and that's being pruned and dunged. That's the Israelites, okay? That's the Hebrew Israelites, okay? And more particularly, the Israelites that follow the doctrine of the great millstone, strong with our apostles, okay? And that's how the Most High is going to spare, okay, his fruit, okay? And they're going to be called the first fruit. It says, but there shall come up briars and thorns, and I will also command the cloud that they shall rain no more upon it. Right. And if a field, if you have a field, a vineyard, and it ain't got no rain, I mean, it's dry. I mean, the Most High took away the understanding. All right. But has given it back in these last days unto his elect. Okay. Blessed are they that thirst after righteousness. It says, verse 7, the vineyard of Yahawah of hosts is Israel, the men of Judah, his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, and behold a cry. All right, now what I want to do, I want to go to Deuteronomy 32. All right. Deuteronomy 32. And let me get the verse. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided the nation their inheritance. So when the Most High divided the nations, okay, from Adam, and he gave them their land, when he separated, that's the inheritance, the land. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people. He set the bounds, he set the borders, he set the lands of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, according to what the land he was going to give Israel. All right. Now let me see what the NLT say on that. When the Most High assigned lands to the nations, when he divided up the human race, he established the boundaries of the people according to the number of his heavenly court. Well, according to the number of what Israel, the people, the Israelites were going to need and have. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. This is the NIV. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided all mankind, he set up the boundaries for the people according to the number of the sons of Israel. All right. See, I like that. I like that. Okay. Both of them were good. All right. Now, verse 9. For Yahawah's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. All right. So Yahawah portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So they're going to get the best of the best. And that is the garden eastward in Eden. That's the land of Israel in the Middle East. Verse 10, he found him in a desert land, in the waste howling wilderness. That's Egypt. Okay? That's Egypt. So, real quick, I'm not going to go get another precept. I'm just looking at. Okay. All right. Let's see. Right. So, again, Psalms 80 and 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. That's that waste howling wilderness, that desert land. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. He planted his vine. Okay? And when he cast out the heathen. So, verse 10. He found him in a desert land and in a waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. All right? And when you go to apple of the eye, just look up this term or phrase. Apple of his eye. It should give quick meaning. The phrase apple of my eye refers in English to something or someone that one cherishes above all others. Okay? So the Most High cherished the Israelites above all the other nations. Okay? It says, as an eagle stirred up her nest, fluttered over her young, spread abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So Yahawah alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. He made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs. This goes back to Isaiah, the 5th chapter, and Isaiah, the 1st chapter, when the Most High said, I brought up children, okay, and how he had a vineyard in a very fruitful land, okay. Butter of kine, milk of sheep, fat of lambs. So we had milk from sheep. Can you drink milk? Yes. With fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan. You got to be one of the elite breeds. Can't wait to raise them rams and eat them. And goats with the fat of the kidneys of wheat. And did his drink the pure blood of the grape. Yep. Had some good old wine. But Bashan, but Jeshurun, okay. But Jeshurun, Yashurun, right? Yashurun, upright. A symbolic name for Israel describing her ideal character. Okay? Her ideal character. That's why the Most High said, look, I have planted thee a noble vine, but thou became a degenerate plant unto me. And dang. Yep. Let's see real quick. Yep. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. It waxed fat And it got comfortable. It get waxed fat through all the blessings that the Most High was given unto Israel and kicked. They rebelled. All right, dog waxing fat, dog grown thick, dog covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. All right, I got a precept I just thought about. This is Proverbs, because this is what the nation of Israel did to the Most High. Okay, this is Proverbs 30 and 8. I start at 7. 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. See, the Most High made Israel rich. Okay. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee. And that's what Israel did. They got full, they was fat, and they denied the Most High and went into idols. And say, who is Yahawah? See, they said, who is Yahawah? They lightly esteemed the rock of their salvation, like a lot of people, a lot of Israelites are doing today. Or at least I be poor and steal and take the name of the Most High in vain. All right. So that's what Israel did. So let's go back to Isaiah, the first chapter, 1. All right. It says, Isaiah 1 and 2, hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth, for Yahawah has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. In Israel, the majority are still rebelling today, but the elect are turning back to Yahawah Shem Yahushua as we speak. Okay, the valley of the dry bones. The ox nor his owner, and the ass his master's crib. The ox nor his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel did not know. My people did not consider. Okay, our people, the Most High's people, don't even consider. Okay, that they're serving other gods. Okay, and not the true God of the Bible, Yahawah Shah. They don't consider it. Okay, even though the prophets are out there telling them, saying know the Lord, but a lot of people saying I don't want to know. All right, I want to do what I've been doing. So Lord willing, this lets us edify and call Allah Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, Brakathum, Shalom.